Hey guys, welcome back to the series for week number 89.
Peggy 16.
We're starting off with number 10. I didn't have a 10, that's already 5 times 2. And since we're all 16 at least, we should know what 5 times 2 is. So starting us off, we've got a guy who's actually on lap 6 and still going to manage to get lost and go the wrong way. I don't know if his controller died or not, but he's hurt himself in his own confusion. And next, we've got starting in second place with a terrible start, just a stall on the line. Now this is... You don't want to be in the mid-pack, actually to the back, towards the back, in a P-class race. It's just an absolute disaster. This is actually what the Shadow Realm looks like, if anyone has been wondering. You don't even have to die to go to the Shadow Realm. The Shadow Realm is at the back of the pack in a P-class race. It's just people all over the place. The speed just means a lot of people don't have too much control over where they position their cars. As you can see, there's a bit of a parking lot there. So all in all, avoid the back of the pack in P-class. And coming in at number 8, we've got Scored Buffalo. Pretty small lobby here, but that doesn't mean there's going to be a small amount of carnage. So he started on pole, which is that's a good thing for him in this case. So we've got one guy who's going to get right past in the Viper. Someone who's going to either miss his braking points or just plow into the other guy, and then the rest of the field's just going to plow off as well. So congratulations on the win there. And then in at 7, this is single player from Project Cars. It would never be multiplayer from Project Cars. No one plays that anymore. So he's on lap 104 out of 125. Things are going pretty well. He's starting to lap the rest of the field here. At least I think he is. And then he's going to get on the inside there just a little bit too much. End up absolutely destroying his car on lap number 105. I mean, he was in this race forever. That would have just been absolutely heartbreaking. Yeah, I probably would have thrown my Xbox out. So, coming in at 6, we have got a night race here in endurance, and we're going to go a little bit too inside, hit the tire wall, end up getting the back of the car thrown up, and then get spun around there by everyone else in the field. So that's not gone too well, but what would you say if I told you I had this from someone else's perspective?
What would you say?
So... we have actually got that from someone else's perspective. I don't know if these two guys actually know each other, but Edwin submitted this too. And there we go. Just going to spin around. You can see he got the full 360 there. And actually, I think Edwin got a bit confused by that too. So next, we got more Project Cars single player, like I said. Multiplayer is not exactly possible. And yeah, this has happened all on his lonesome. So I think he's just hot lapping here. In the Formula A car in Project Cars, I think, and he's going to get a little bit too inside. I mean, that is just an absolute disaster. Thank God that wasn't in a race. And then in at 4, this is a pretty curious way to go off. So we are, pretty back in the pack here. It is the first lap, and this Diablo in front, I think, is not going to quite judge that jump too well. It's affected him more than he thought. He's going to end up going off, hitting every signboard, and just rolling himself 2 or 3 times, so that could have gone better. And then, speaking of could have gone better, we've got Barcode coming into a braking zone at 216 miles an hour, and going up to meet his alien friends. I think he's probably going to be partaking in the Area 51 raid, so that's how he's going to get away from there. And then in at 2, this is a real bastard of a pit entry, it seems. So Curve is, well, he's also going to get it wrong, but then Rustic is going to do the same. They're kind of going to get stuck, and then again it's going to happen this time in the wet. He's going to be a bit more careful this time, but still end up going into the wall. And then another FRB guy's got into the wall too. That one was way worse because he got held up so much because he went sideways. Very, very unfortunate. And in at 1, we've got PJ Tierney. So he's having an awesome battle here. It's like, wow, this is great. What's going to happen here? And then going to look back and realize, oh, I'm actually in the braking zone. That's not gone too well. And to make matters worse, he's got stuck in that tire wall. So I'm going to just limber up a bit here. I'm going to do my best of a dramatic reenactment of how he probably reacted to this. So here he is. Great race. Oh shit, oh shit, oh shit, oh shit, oh shit, oh shit, oh shit. Oh. Now I'm stuck in the tire wall. I don't know if I should actually carry on this race, but anyway. So I've got something to submit to Devon. So next we've got some bonus clips. This is single player, and God knows how this started. Half the field has gone into the pits, half the field's behind him. and then the rest of the, well, not half, it's a third, I suppose. That just did not go too well. Now Rotary's rules shows when a penalty system is not ideal. So this is WRC 6. I like the call outs from this guy. Brake! He's like so alert when you have to brake, and then he's gonna spin it a bit. Clearly lost a lot of time and also picked up a 3-second penalty. So that's, I hate when there's no context to a penalty. So next we have Graham to end us off here in Horizon, which you don't see a lot on this series. Gonna go for this jump. Someone's gonna have a nice little run, and then someone else is gonna have exactly the same run he did. So you know when you're carrying people around, it's not great. So I hope you enjoyed this, guys. If you did, go ahead and leave a like. Like I said before, I'm doing this full time now, so if you would like to help me on Patreon, it would be most appreciated, and you'll get your name at the end of every single video. And I'll see you guys in my next one.